Were there other areas where Randolph Bourne's dictum rang true after 9/11?
Government surveillance.
Manning and Snowden.
Well, they blew the whistle. How do you view them? Heroes or traitors?
Not an easy question to answer.
No, but this much we can say for sure. 9/11 triggered a staggeringly large expansion of the U.S. surveillance apparatus. The startling scope of U.S. government surveillance is only slowly being understood by the public, in part through the efforts of whistleblowers such as Edward Snowden. General Keith Alexander, who until recently was director of the National Security Agency, had an informal motto: collect it all. That's what U.S. intelligence agencies appear to be attempting: to vacuum up every available byte of data, regardless of source, very much including matters that most Americans formerly classified as off-limits. Back in 2010, a couple of enterprising journalists at the Washington Post, Dana Priest and William Arkin, offered readers a sense of the scope of the ensuing effort. Take a look at this.
I wonder how many of those reports were actually read.
My question too. But the real point is this: largely spurred by the post-9/11 escalation of America's war for the Greater Middle East, everything about the U.S. intelligence apparatus today is big, gargantuan really. In fact, it's so big that no one fully understands what it does. No one is in charge. And given that its activities are shrouded in secrecy, it's hard to gauge its achievements or to tell what sort of return American taxpayers are getting for all those billions.
You can take it on faith.
I suppose you can. Why you would want to do that, however, is beyond me. Ronald Reagan's famous dictum about negotiating with the Soviets should apply here as well.
And what was that?
Trust, but verify. Let's stipulate for the sake of argument that people employed by intelligence agencies are for the most part well-intentioned Americans trying to do the right thing. But even so, one would do well to require an empirically based assessment of actual expenditures and actual outcomes. Heck, today, even universities are being pressed to demonstrate that the education they provide is worth what students are paying.
Not so when it comes to intelligence.
No, no such assessment exists, at least none available to the larger American public. What we do know is this: the ability of U.S. intelligence agencies to collect information is now essentially without limit. With organs of state, the Congress, the executive branch, and the judiciary, all privileging national security over individual privacy, the environment in which those agencies operate is extraordinarily permissive. There are very few rules which they are unable to circumvent. As a consequence, all Americans are today potential intelligence collection targets. When U.S. intelligence agencies wish to spy on an American citizen, they just do so. The principle of probable cause once provided a certain protection from physical searches. When it comes to electronic searches, practically speaking, it no longer applies. Furthermore, there is little that the state will do, and virtually nothing that the individual can do to affect that reality. Like traffic congestion and overpriced coffee, it has become just one of those facts of contemporary life that Americans may occasionally grumble about, but do not seriously question.
I need my coffee. Whatever Starbucks charges, I think it's worth it.
Just so. Similarly, the vast majority of Americans are willing to put up with intrusions of the surveillance state. They think it's worth it. They've never heard of Randolph Bourne. They've forgotten George Orwell. Valuing their smartphones more than their right to privacy, they've made their peace with Big Brother.
You don't even have a smartphone.
No, and I don't want one.